E, I mean, who else is next? I think it's
Shantice and Stan.
Yo, you gotta hear that story.
Black Love. Black Love.
Remy Ma, Papoose. Let's go.
Tell us how y'all became a podcast. How did y'all get started in this?
I'll start it off, Stan, and then you jump into it.
Oh boy.
We were both
tell a real story too, bro.
I am.
No condom.
Mr. Black wants the whole background, how y'all fell in love, everything.
What are condoms?
I see what you did there.
So we were approached by someone from said podcasting or show group that Mr. Black was talking of. Someone of their under, like a show under a show, approached the both of us. I took the bait first. I replied first, and I started doing the shows first. Then a couple of weeks after, Stan joined. So we got in through someone else's show, but quickly realized we not like these niggas. Stan, you want to go? Because I don't want to do too much.
She doesn't want to cut a whole promo.
Yo, that's
Go ahead,
because there's two different kind of routes this thing took from here. Now, I'll just speak from the perspective that I didn't like the direction the show was taking. I.e., they started, we had a habit, if you could believe it, of going off topic sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And
like you would never get.
Right?
You don't see.
And we went off topic one day and we started talking about video games. These people took that and they went to their higher up. Their higher up tried to clap us for going off topic because apparently it affected the views. When factually speaking, when you go back and see, the views and interactions were higher at that point than any other point in the show or month for that matter, but digressing. So we catch all that and then they start going on a whole thing about, okay, so let's do like video games, let's do movies, let's do this, let's do that. And it just wasn't really my bag. I was like, listen, I'm here to talk about wrestling. Y'all are doing some other corny shit. Not to say that the stuff is corny, but like it was done in a corny way and I didn't really want my name associated with such said. So started looking for different ways to start expanding. Now at the same time, there was another thing happening, and this is where Shantice, I'll tag my partner back in.
I was pretty much the angry Black girl. We all know I'm angry. We can all see I'm Black. I don't want to say angry. I'm passionate.
Yeah,
that's the right word.
You angry?
Come on, it's the Virgo when you are passionate, so I can attest to that.
I'm full of piss and vinegar, and you know when we don't agree or when we're misinterpreting something, I'm liable to go from 10 to 20 because I'm always at 10. So from there, it was things they wanted to have my gimmick be Shantice X because I'm pro-Black.
Yeah, I'm wearing the X right here.
No. The X is different though. The X is giving in the it's a lot with that X that isn't.
No, I dig you.
Right?
I dig that.
That's not I. I was also the angry Black girl. I was told things like I wasn't nice to the white people. A lot of fuck shit, if I do say so myself. Stan seen it happening and didn't appreciate it whatsoever. And I was like, I'm someone that you're gonna keep doing, and then one day I'm gonna go the fuck off. So at that point, I was going off like every day. Oh, give us a list of shows you want to do. Oh, well, so-and-so wants to do that show, so you can't do it. It got to a point where they said, well, you and Stan can't call dibs on shows together anymore. So eventually.
Wait. I'm sorry. Because we got to tell them about how we won the tag team championship.
No.
And why
You had the tag team champions. The guy did it.
No. We gotta say why this is even a thing, because what she said was valid. Because we had said to them we want to do a WCW end of WCW show because it was like the 20-year anniversary
of the last Nitro, the 19th
or coming up.
The 20th.
of the last Nitro. And they were like, we were met with, no one's gonna watch that. No one wants to talk about that. That's WCW. That's corny. No one wants to blah, blah, blah. We're like, screw that. We're gonna do it. Fine, do whatever. And they kind of didn't expect us to do what we did. We go off. We promote the hell out of it. And we have our first incarnation, what would become Talk of Champions on that platform, and it outperformed everything that they had done up until that point within the last said year. So from there, we were just like, okay, we got something. We got to continue this. And go ahead. Yeah.
It was met with bitterness and jealousy, and I don't want it to be heard by these people and think that we're taking digs or slice, but this is just our story. It's all good now, water under the bridge, but nonetheless, it was fuck shit while we were there. So that led to Stan and I becoming closer and clicking up, doing shows every Tuesday. Then we decided, after one big blow up where a white guy was telling me he don't like how I say the N-word on TV, I'm on live.
Yo, have y'all ever been to events together, like as Talking Champions or separately?
Well, we've been to the one in the
This
Survivor.
one.
But we didn't go.
Shanty, you've never been to a viewing party before, have you? Before that?
No, it's weird.
Neither have I. So, like, the Survivor Series was our first and only that the both of us have ever.
No, I'm talking about events, like wrestling events, not the viewing.
Nah.
Oh no. We clicked up during COVID.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like this was none of that.
Now we have.
We gotta take her out, man.
So I got a question, man.
Uh-huh.
You don't have to, Shanties will probably answer this. Yo,
I will.
how y'all two became a couple?
This is the real question.
You weren't listening?
There's some good tequila.
You weren't
Wait.
We clicked up, and it was a point where we were talking about shows, and then that led to literally us talking every single day, all day. So the eventual happened.
Who made the move?
We worked ourselves into a shoot.
No one came to a realization like, oh, okay, here we are. Hi.
So who went over?
It was a natural thing.
Huh?
I go over.
I see what you did there.
It was a natural thing.
Listen,
And we are going to get flagged.
That Shanties has.
That's what I think.
Like,
going to get
Shanties gave him the crown, and she made it public. So
that's the butt on his shoulder.
She's
That's the butt on his shoulder. Honestly, I do it because it makes him laugh. We've been together longer than anyone thinks. But as of recent, people know now, and that's because it makes him laugh. Like we'll be sitting next to each other, and I write something off the wall. He'll see it and scream.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Like y'all be seeing this shit before I do.
Yeah.
All that wild shit.
Yeah. And I'll be like, sir.
I come online.
Listen, I'm not opposed to seeing the black love and the black support that y'all have for each other.
Hey man, that's black
I'm
love.
not opposed to it. I love it.
Yo, he got the Henny voice.
Yeah, I definitely do. Y'all see, I'm half the way done. I'm just about there.
It's over there.
Listen,
You know what I'm
Boys
saying?
getting low, like
He got the do say.
Post was written off the Hennessy.
But I want to say something. That's how me and Shantice became cool, because Shantice was getting looked at like that on this group. And I seen it, so I backed down. And I was just like, wait a minute, hold on. And then me and her just started tag teaming on people, and then we just
Like,
It was I was actually looking at that thread, and a lot of people felt like y'all two were actually going at each other.
No.
Plot twist.
Yeah.
They were actually defending each other.
Yeah. I love it.
like
Thank
honestly,
you.
You know what it is?
I be going off on threads, and no one knows nothing, and everybody just like, oh, I'm gonna stick up for Shantice. You don't really have to. It's handled by the time you get here.
You know what it is? Like I could couple.
Except that blonde thing on the null page.
I have a little antidote for that.
When me and Wilkins' girlfriend, when we was going back and forth, and you was just like, I'm not getting in it, but
Yeah.
Yo.
I was like, I ain't getting into this shit.
Nah, but here's the thing. Like as like
No.
a quick, just a quick example. I was in the barbershop one day, and there was this little Mexican dude in the barbershop chair, and he didn't know really English like that. And we were in a black barbershop, and motherfuckers was arguing about basketball.
Oh,
he didn't know what was going on. All he saw was these big black men just scream shit, and he told me that he was scared. So when motherfuckers from outside see black people going at it like that, they're already gonna just assume that somebody's gonna fuck up.
Mm.
So that's
Yo, can I
unfortunate.
I want
Go
to say
ahead, Bo.
yo, not only we are a black podcast community, we are a black wrestling community. You know,
exactly.
we get criticized every day for watching wrestling and being wrestling fans. So I just want to commend all of us just for being, you know, sticking to our guns and doing what we love.
To this day.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, because of us, the wrestling community is getting out there. You know what I'm saying? Because of our names and shit like that, you know, we bringing the masses together and shit like that. So I commend us, man. I definitely commend us on just.
I never let outside influence just dictate how I'm going to run my show, man. It's my show.
I'm gonna piggyback off of what Bo said though.
Yeah,
it's definitely something to see within the black community because as a black man or a black woman, when you like wrestling, it's like, why do you like that? You know, hold on. I'm gonna say the famous word for everybody because we all got that one friend. It's fake.
You know that shit fake, right?
Yeah.
You know that shit fake. You watching niggas in underwear fighting each other.
Yo. Everybody got that friend.
Everybody got that one friend.
And
Everybody got that one friend.
That was me.
That
was me.
Watching wrestling.
That was that guy.
You know what I'm saying? But I commend it, man.
You know, it's crazy. I had
One at a time.
Go ahead, Randy.
I have friends in high school, like they now just know that we do a podcast, you know, and it's like, yo, you still watch wrestling? I'm like, yeah, you still cheat on your girl? And, and it's like, you gotta clap back at them quick. I'm like, yo,
response than me.
Because I'm like, yo, man, you have to understand, like, we like what we like. You don't have to criticize what we like because of who we are and what we look like. Like, it doesn't have to be that way. Like, I'm not gonna come at you because you like this. Like, if you watch anime, you know that shit's fake. Like, how's that any different from watching wrestling? You watch movies all the time, but you know
every day.
But you know them niggas in the comic books ain't real. But you still love what you see. It's it takes your mind away from the current shit that's going on in your current life. That's why we watch shit. To
come to your defense about this, I know niggas that cried over Captain America picking up Thor's hammer in Endgame. I was one of them. I was one of them. I cried when that happened.
He's definitely one of them.
I know niggas that cried.
But they will tell you to your face that wrestling is fake. And you know what I tell them? Watch New Jack in the Mass Transit. That's all I gotta say. Anything New Jack, you watch that and you come back to me and tell me if it's fake. But I'm gonna speak testimony for who's speaking. I'm my fault. I don't know.
I get so for me, I get the opposite. I kind of wish I was getting that because I get people hit me up with some. They hit me up with unrealistic shit like, yo, you could get a autograph from John Cena type shit. I'm like,
I don't know that nigga personally. Like what are you talking about?
When we had that clout, I'm like, listen,
bro, if I had that clout, man, I'd be making money.
White fat guys sending me pictures of themselves in wrestling t-shirts.
Oh god!
Oh shit!
Say something.
Know your limits.
Listen, Kiki texts me every other day about half of what's in her DM, and I'm disgusted.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
I got a question.
Shoot.
I got a question. Since that topic came up, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you handle it? You know, I feel like Kiki has been speaking a lot. So, Kiki, you have the floor.
Kiki.
How do you handle it? How?
Like when I get the DMs of the unsolicited stuff, I usually just block.
Dick.
Yeah, I usually just block it or I cuss them out. I cuss them out, then block them.
Okay, Shane.
Let me tell you, yo, Black. All right, I was telling them earlier, everybody get their DMs. I do not get the DMs everybody's getting.
We get a little.
My DMs are usually trannies or not a man.
The other guys.
So that's how
it's never nothing hot.
So who else gets weird DMs here?
Oh, I'm sorry to say, but it's always
Yeah, I know.
We don't. I just don't. That's usually what I get every time. I don't know why, but for some reason I just be like, "Well, y'all gonna send me $20?" Because
I can't say that we.
They think you pretty, Kofi. That's why they always in your DMs, man.
It's scary, man.
I can't say that I can't say because me and Randy we both run the Instagram. I can't say that we get weird DMs. We get mostly guys wanting to work with us most of the time.
I know y'all answering the question that was asked to the woman right now.
Oh
shit.
Excuse me. I apologize.
Go ahead, Shanty.
I don't think y'all getting unsolicited dick pics.
Yeah, I don't get no.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Hell no.
So like Mr. Black asks, how do I do it?
Actually do.
Drinking that juice
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What? They want you. They want you. But either I block them immediately, or I screenshot it and post it somewhere on the internet.
I've seen you do that. I've seen you do that.
Hilarious.
I do it all the time. I screenshot and post it somewhere on the internet. Niggas is like the other day, someone sent me them licking on Fred Flintstone's foot. And it was unflattering.
I think the weirdest one.
So Stan, how does that make you feel? You know, I'm not trying to cover your man, but let's have an honest conversation, because you dealing with this and your girl, you seeing your girl do it, you could be like a whole basic lesson to teach someone else how to deal with that. So talk to them. Teach us.
Well,
you did open that dick pic one time. That nigga tried to say he gonna fuck me for 800.
Wait a minute. What?
800.
Can I fuck you for 800? He sent me a picture.
Like, word, dog.
We can't put this on YouTube. Can we?
Yo, cash at me.
Do you see the stuff that me and my brother say on YouTube on the Dirty Hills?
You think you can flag that, brother?
All right, go ahead.
Getting flagged. I don't even know what we.
Go ahead, Stan.
Nah, you just gotta put sounds over it.
I can
monetize.
Nah, I think it's funny because like some of them are in that group, the network and BS shit, and then they send me friend requests, and it's like, all right, guys, you know. But
she they in your girl inbox.
I would just overall I would tell. Overall I would just tell people, like, honestly, if you don't want to, most motherfuckers want a bad bitch until they got one, and then you got to deal with bad bitch problems. So if you're not trying to do that, then whatever. But if you are, then you just take it as a compliment, I guess, and just you guys can sit back and laugh at the screenshots,
I know the weirdest one that I've got. The weirdest one that I got was a dude had, I don't know, he took a picture from my Instagram and was just, shakes.
Listen, we
gonna
talk raw and uncut here. He was burping the worm while he saw your picture.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Okay. Gonna hate this when he edit this shit.
Yeah, let's digress.
Moving on. Moving on, because Mr. Black can ask that question.
Yeah, we ran with this shit.
Speaking for my brothers here. Speaking for my brothers here at the Backstage Brawl. Y'all talked y'all testimony about how y'all got started, how we got started. Just like Randy said in the beginning of the show. Well, and when he messed up. We've been doing this for like 7 years.
Yo, you blew him up.
My fault.
Now you gotta keep the mess up in. Now you gotta keep the mess up in. You brought attention to it.
Listen, he knows I stutter, man. I'm a hater. I talk too fast.
Listen,
bro, I'm on the.
I got that same issue
on
too,
the other
man.
side of the mountain, man. I got that same problem sometimes. But listen, we've been a group for about 8 years almost, but 8 years in October. Yeah. So we've been a group for about 8 years, and we didn't know each other at all. It was just one day, everybody just came in a big group chat, and this is what it was. We was Backstage Brawl after that. Actually, our first thing was Reality of Wrestling, but we all know Booker T holds a thing like that called Reality of Wrestling, so we had to change our name.
Right.
But
we almost got
we didn't know each other. I didn't know Randy from a hole in the wall, and me and Randy hit it off immediately. I felt like this was like my long lost brother or something. Like, I just didn't know him. It was like friends at first sight. You know what I mean? So me and Randy hit it off immediately. Our, person who created this, he's not on with us. Deshaun, he's the one who got us all together. And we just started doing this podcast now, like I said, probably almost 10 months now. We're going to celebrate our 1 year anniversary in May.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah, so
what's up?
Thank you.
I'll be out of school. Thank God.
I met I met Tyler through Randy. I think our first event was NXT 25. That was our first event. And if y'all don't know, I'm a big Adam Cole mark. I've been getting trolled since since he had his heel turn.
Hey man, I love that heel turn. Bring me all the smoke. I want all the smoke.
I'm hurt in my heart right now. I'm hurt.
Because I'm with you. I'm with you on the Adam Cole thing. Don't worry. I think they're gonna have like a Shield dynamic. They're gonna break up and get back together and all that bullshit.
I feel like that
makes no sense.
But we that was our first event, and
the Horsemen did it all the time.
Oh yeah, they definitely
with different people.
Yeah,
it'll be fine. Yeah, it'll make more sense with the same people. You know what?
Yo, Stan, I love you, Stan. Go ahead, Stan.
But that was our first event as a group, you could say. Mean Gene is another person who's not on here. His gimmick is from an undisclosed location in Brooklyn. We don't give out his location to nobody. We know where he's at, but we can't tell y'all where he at.
To piggyback we had it because of Gene before we started the podcast. Because when Roman left, right, on our Facebook page at the Backstage Brawl.
Go ahead, speak on it, man.
My guy got an ether bomb video. It was about, I think it was 10 minutes and 15 seconds long.
It was exactly 10 minutes and 15 seconds.
Right? Of him just ethering Roman saying, "Oh, you're going back home, you're taking your ball and going back home to the third." The comments in our comment section, we used to to the point where I had to mute all the messages from our actual page. They was like, "Yo, he should go do this to himself, this, that, and the third." I'm like, "Oh God."
If y'all don't know, Mean Gene also is a part of the 434 page. If y'all ever see that on Facebook, so if he's part of that page.
He's also part of another place that I won't mention right now, but which is also part
of. Fuck them niggas. The spotlight. Fuck them niggas and fuck everything about them. But go ahead.
All right. Okay. All right. Let's get into that. No.
We're not getting into that.
No.
Let's just continue. No. Let's just continue.
It's gonna be nice and sweet.
Bro, I've been drinking Hennessy. I'm feeling very violent. Fuck.
No. That's why we shouldn't get into that. That's why we shouldn't get into that.
I have to show love to the Podfather, which is the reason why we started this.
Carl Coulon, shouts out to you, my guy.
Carl was a member. He was a founding member of the PWS Spotlight. Okay, back in 2009, I was a junior in high school. Their first event was back in WrestleMania 26 when Shawn Michaels retired. It was the first time that I realized, okay, you being black and with a Latino guy, a couple Latinos and another black dude, was able to do this as a podcast. I didn't think of anything of it at the time because my mind, I'm in the healthcare field, so my mind was more so towards healthcare and healthcare and sports. That's my thing. But I still love wrestling. And then when we came together as a group, it was basically on the homage to the fact that he started this thing, and then later on the Jobber Tears came through, and then we became a group. When we came together as the Backstage Brawl, we were doing mad different things. We were doing live parties when we did ROH stuff with I got Marcus who set everything up digitally.
Shouts out to that man.
We had an online website where I used to do articles and stuff like that. We had
Genesis Network. We had our own network where you could watch all the New Japan pay-per-views and the ROH pay-per-views. We had all of that going on.
We were some hustlers back in the day. So
what happened?
We got sued.
We got sued. Well, not almost.
Because this is what happened. We had the Genesis Network. We had the way Marcus did it was beautiful. Think of the whole Genesis emblem. Had that whole thing. We used to show old school Sunday Night Heat, WCW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, everything needs to be shown. But meanwhile, there's other sites on YouTube, on the pages on YouTube doing the same exact shit we're doing. None of them shut down. And we were doing a ROH event. I think that was when Jay Lethal became champion. We did a live for that event. Right. And then there was this dude named Nate Glass showed up in our emails, showed up in our comments yo, take this shit down. This and the third, cease and desist, blah, blah, blah. We're going to basically this and the third. So to make sure that WWE won't sue us and everything else, we had to take that shit down. Everything from my website, all my articles that I wrote for that page, all the multimedia content that I put up and E put up, we had to take it all down. And it sucked for a while. And during that gap for a while, it was just me doing the page because Eric was in between UPS and Walmart at the time. And it was just me online, just constantly putting up stuff. And then when me and Gene came through, you know, he was working for my boy Carl. You know, I call him the Podfather because I was doing the sports hit list stuff, which is dope. I was like, yo, who's this dude that's getting mad traction? And I saw something in him. So I was like, all right, I'm going to talk to them. I'm like, yo, how about you run the Facebook page? You can do whatever you want. You can say what the fuck you want. Run free reign. I think we went from like 7,000 fans to now we're about 57,000 strong on Facebook.
Right.
I see y'all, man.
Yeah, strong.
His work. And he's very well known, mostly because of the incident that happened with those other people, but I'm not going to talk about that. But there are times where he's so controversial, we get mad shit because of him. So sometimes when he's on a show, when people ask you, yo, where's this guy from? Like, I want to just talk to this dude in the third. I'm like, nah, we don't know where this dude comes from. So every time he comes on the show, it's like it's an undisclosed location. But so fast forward to when we started the podcast. So fast forward when we started the podcast, right? It's the pandemic. I'm out of work because I'm not teaching at the time. You know, my kids are home and I'm not doing this online bullshit. So I'm basically just gonna collect unemployment for the next 6 months. So I'm sitting here. My brother has a degree in journalism and communications and whatnot. So he's been trying to look for work. So I'm like, to get him in the idea of doing podcasting again, I'm like, yo, I see everybody doing Zoom, like the Steam Room podcast. I was watching the Steam Room podcast with Ernie Johnson and Charles Barkley. I'm like, they're doing this shit through Zoom. We can do this shit. So I'm like, all right. So I hit up E and Tyler and then got certain guys together. And then we like, all right, we can just do this. I'm not doing anything at the time. I'm sitting here, I'm not working. So this would be a good thing to get my mind out of this whole pandemic stuff. Because early in the pandemic, this was something that's completely different to all of us at the time. So when we started the podcast, you know, obviously we have our, you know, baptism by fire moments, but it's been a beautiful ride, you know, and then, you know, over time started getting better and better up until like September, October-ish. I was like, you know, like I started to like follow the jobber tiers a little bit more. Cause like I was talking to my boy Vlad, who Mr. Black now. And he was like, yo, like you should basically, you know, look at your jobber tiers. Like I followed them years before that. I followed their page years before that, and I started to see stuff, but I couldn't go to the events because I went to school. So I thought to myself, I was like, yo, it'll be a good time to kind of look them up again, even though I've been keeping tabs every now and then. So at the time, they had the event for NXT. It was an NXT TakeOver in October.
31.
It was 31. And we went out there. I ain't going front. I was nervous as fuck. Because we knew kids on the block. And like usually when I'm certain people that I'm nervous, like I'm usually a nervous person. Like I'm usually quiet and reserved and observe the room. So that, you know, I don't want to say the wrong thing or touch on any people's, you know, toes and anything, you know. But when Black came, Black was so engaging, welcoming, like, yo, man, welcome him, man. It's all love, man. You can just come through this and the third. I'm not sure if Black he remembers that, but when I came through, he said, yo, it's all love, man. You can just sit right here, just chill, watch the show. You got wings, people coming through, and the third, you know, and it was fun. And then like after a while, I started watching Shantice and Wilkins every Thursday. You know, when they did their little thing, every Thursday.
Infamous Vince Russo comment.
Yeah, and then the Vince Russo comment is kind of how me and Shantice kind of interacted.
Your own knees.
Yeah, she said a lot. So that's just how me and Shantice became, you know, like, you know, interacting with one another. And then the second time we came back to Survivor Series, it was a little more comfortable, you know, getting to know each other and seeing everybody. But I will say, the first time I did go to the Legends Bar, the event, my chest, this big dude sucked the shit up my chest. It hasn't been the same since. But yeah, man, like doing this podcast, it was therapeutic because during the pandemic months, a lot was going on. A lot of people's lives were being lost. I lost certain people along the way. So this was therapeutic, and getting a chance to see everybody and meeting everybody. And then the Dirty Heels became, you know, they were just dumb cool from the jump. Like they started following us from the jump, and we didn't really know who they were. And they started doing stuff. They started rocking with us, and everything just kind of like.
Listen, yo, I'm gonna be honest with
everything
you.
fell into place.
We gonna be honest with you. We don't remember how we met. None of y'all. We be so. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yo, we don't be. But we appreciate. Yo, we be smacked, but we appreciate y'all. The moments that we all spent. I see the picture behind you. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Picture behind you. You feel me? That was
Legendary.
You and Coffee, but then everybody jumped in and shit like that, and then right then I knew that we was good. You know what I'm saying? Like, we actually doing something. You know what I'm saying? So, right, I appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all. You know, we don't remember how we actually met y'all.
Listen, we appreciate y'all, man. I'm
out to Clark Street and all that, man. We don't remember how we
shouts out to everybody that's on here. Listen, everybody that's on here, whether or not I listen to y'all stuff right away, I do eventually get around.
Yes,
You know what I mean? Listen, I will. This probably gonna get me a couple of looks at my managers, but I'm gonna tell you right, Shantae, I'm sorry, I'm gonna say this right now. I be in the truck listening to podcasts while I'm on my way to my first stop. I'm just gonna put it out there. I had to put my boss's name in there while I'm delivering packages for FedEx. I'm listening to podcasts in my ear. I'm not talking to my girl.
What you supposed to do? Listen to the packages?
Some of the trucks have radio, some of the trucks don't have radio. You know, but just to piggyback off of what my partner said, and I'm gonna pass it to him if he has anything to say. For me, especially last year for me, I'm gonna get a little personal with y'all. Around probably a month from now is when I got sick. I caught Corona. I caught the virus, and I was just sitting in the house, and that was 2 weeks. I was sitting in the house, and right before I went back to work, it's coming up on the anniversary now. My grandmother passed away right here in my house, and I experienced that. So this was what got me through everything. This was what got me through, being sick, my grandmother passing away, and everything. So I'm very much appreciative of this podcast, and I'm appreciative of everybody here because I do listen to y'all shows. Like I said, eventually I do get around to them, and I listen to everybody's shows, and I can say that, Kofi Weaston and Good Brother Bo and Queen Kiki and Stan. Me and Stan had a live talking about Power Rangers.
That was fun.
That was really dope.
That's dope.
Like,
That's dope.
Wait, hold on.
Go ahead.
Back up.
Back up.
I had a conversation about Power Rangers. My niggas, B. Yo, when y'all guys doing it again, B? Because I have to be a part of this.
You got to talk about that one. I don't know.
Because I can break down why Tommy is the best Ranger ever, B.
Facts, bro. He changed the game.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about.
Yo, the it was 2 moments when my son 1 straight week was putting that hard on the beat.
Every day after school, bro.
Every day. Yo, I'm getting excited as a kid, like, yo, come on, leave them alone, son. And on top of that, nobody could not back Kimberly. My son came, yeah.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
That was that moment.
Hold on.
Second moment.
Go ahead. What's the second moment?
The
second moment. Hold on.
Are you familiar with the original version, the Super Sentai version?
Of course.
Yeah.
I was watching that on Tubi. Come on, B. Watch that on Tubi. Fact. I'm on that. But the second moment, when my son Zach was getting beat up, he said, nah, man, I got you. My son took off his shield.
Took the shield. Yes. Put it on. Yes.
Son, he gave him the shield.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. That's why I knew that the brother was like, nah, man, he was down, son. I give you a bonus. My son came back for Dino Thunder, B. My son had the ATV like DMX. I was like, nah, man, he down with the brothers, B. He down with the brother. The whole ATV, William. I was like, nah, man. Come on.
Yo, Tommy had the most rawest intro as a villain ever. Came in, introduced himself. Went into Megazord, kicked them asses out of Megazord. Jason was like, "Oh, you think you so tough? Take me on. All right, with pleasure." Man, put fisticuffs. You like, bro, you ain't not on my level. Did you kick on his ass? Changed the game. I was like, bro, who is this man right here?
Stan was talking about.
And then once Rita gave him the sword, he shut the game down. He shut the game down, bro.
Listen. I'm gonna get with Stan. Maybe we'll do a part 2 to that one.
We're definitely doing this every other month.
Bring me on, sir. Bring me on.
We will definitely do this again because we did talk about that, and this is the thing. Like, our platform is so big, and we have so many people that follow us that honestly we never even met a day in our lives besides the people that's here and people that we know personally, that we could talk about stuff like that. We could go off topic and not talk about wrestling. We could talk about Power Rangers. We could talk about I'm a sneakerhead. You want to talk about Jordans, you know, the original Jordans that came out. I know everything. You know what I mean? So
and don't forget
I'm a
this.
big
The
anime
bonus
head.
part about this
Big anime
community.
head.
Like the bonus part about this community, and I gotta give credit to the big dog, you know, like Sir Wilkins. The fact that he created a page where wrestling fans could be themselves. If you have relationship issues, there's people out there can hit them up like, yo, I'm having issue with relationship. Let's talk about this, B. If you have depression, whatever, I can hit up like, man, listen, I'm about to get emotional here, B. So B. So listen, man. A lot of people don't know. Like, if you know, you know. I used to have very bad depression. Like very bad depression. Like, this is why I haven't done the Mr. Black show, whatever, but I'm definitely come back to it. I'm gonna get all y'all guests some throughout the time. Trust me, I'm figuring this out. Very bad depression. And during the pandemic, like, you know, I work for the post office. So going to work, it felt like a zombie apocalypse. So imagine that you going to lively, like I could literally have ran down the street miles and miles and miles, and I get to buy one car. So imagine that you're going through work during the pandemic. Imagine that you live by yourself until you live with people. On top of that, like you're not seeing nobody. On top of that, you having these bad thoughts and stuff like that. Seeing y'all online talking about wrestling kept me hilarious. You know, seeing my son Derek and his family, son, kept me more about just like, yo, that's goals right there, B. And he taking pictures with his wife and kids. I'm looking like, yo, they look genuinely happy. Like, it gave me hope that regardless of anything goes on, man, as long as you have good people around you, man, will put a smile on your face. Seeing Shantiz and Stan, seeing Dirty Hill, seeing Kiki, seeing all of y'all be like, it's a real like blessing to say that we could be ourselves. And still be what kind of represent kind of black, you know, we from the hood, suburbs, wherever you from, we can still be ourselves and still embrace each other. I love that.
Backstab.
Yo, Derek, how long you been married, bro?
Facts.
Been married 5 years, man. Been married 5 years, but I've been with my wife for 15 years.
Oh,
that's real.
That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing, man. I've been with my wife 14 years, been married for 7, man. So
beautiful.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
not talk about that right now because I've been with mine for like 10, and you know she done gave me the ultimatum. So
man. Listen, I'm probably the only person in here. I've been in a relationship for like 2 weeks now, and it's been like 4 years I've been by myself. So, you know, I'm just glad to be here.
I still kiss females on their forehead, man. It's okay, man. Cool. I keep telling you that it's crazy. Tell them it's gonna be all right.
Nah, man. Listen, I was single, and I'm not trying to incriminate myself, but I was single and doing bad out here, and you know, I got into a relationship and started acting right. But
yo, I'll keep it 100 with you, yo.
My divorce anniversary.
What'd you say, Kiki? I'm sorry.
Celebrate a divorce anniversary. Yay!
Okay.
Divorce anniversary. It's all good.
We're gonna celebrate that too. Listen, you gotta get up out that toxic thing.
Yes.
You gotta get up out that toxic thing. No toxic through 2021. Go ahead, Derek.
Yeah, I was just saying, yo, having that partner though, like that's a beautiful thing. Like, you know, Stan and Shantiz like doing their thing together. Cause like my wife, yo, she hold me down. You feel me? Like she keep me centered when I'm straying away, and she support me in everything I do. Like she'll share my wrestling stuff. She don't even watch wrestling like that, but she'll share it. She'll come to shows with me and all that, just to show she support me. And you know, nothing beats that at all, man. To have somebody that believes in any crazy idea that you come up with that you think you can succeed at, and you know, it's a good thing when you got something like that, man. And I love my wife. I love my kids, man. That's what it's all about.
It's crazy. I want to capitalize on that because I want to shout out to my girlfriend.
You gotta speak up. You gotta speak up, bro.
Right.
Go ahead, speak up. We can't hear you that well.
Our sponsor.
She is. I want to shout out to my girlfriend because she's basically our sponsor. When the first wrestling event we ever went to, because of her. We just told her we wanted to do a podcast. She went and bought the equipment.
Yeah.
She pays for everything I do. Any wrestling toy you see, any wrestling memorabilia you see, anything expensive in my fucking house that you see, is because she bought that shit.
Right.
And she gives 2 shits about it. You know, but she holds me down to the fullest, and she don't even like this motherfucker.
You can't stand me. She can't stand me, but she loves the success. You feel me? She can't stand the success. You know.
Yeah. All right. So, Kid.
Shout out to all the spouses, man.
All right. So, Kid Ty, go ahead. You could speak on. Your testimony about Backstage Brawl and all of that.
So it all started when I was born. No, I'm joking.
He had us. He had us.
I was there for that.
What do you call it? The first time I got into like publicly talking about wrestling, because like growing up, born in the late 90s, going through the 2000s, wrestling was still at a high, right?
Right.
But at the same time, people were fading out because the Attitude Era was ending. Some people, they kept up with some people, like they knew Cena, they knew Orton, but you couldn't really talk about it in public. That anime, there was a lot of stuff that kids take for granted now that when we were younger, you just couldn't speak about in public, or you didn't feel comfortable speaking about it. So when I was younger, my cousins got me into wrestling. And then years afterwards, I became a mark, like around 12 or 13, figuring out about the inside of the business. But it made me appreciate the business a lot more. So my cousins and I have always had like a close connection talking about this stuff. It was one of the biggest ways we bonded as kids. And as time went on, and the pandemic did come around, even before the pandemic, when we went to NXT TakeOver 25, it was my first time going to a wrestling event too, because I just didn't have it to go to events like that as a kid. And meeting up with Eric, it was me, Jay, Gene, and Randy and Eric. We spent the entire car ride, 2 hours just talking about wrestling, talking about, what's AEW going to be like? There was a point where me and Eric got into an argument about how I said, like, AEW feels like it's like, I feel like TNA already did what AEW did. They just didn't have a lot of money. And he was like, wait, what? And they tried to shut me down, and I had to prove myself and bring out some knowledge to hold my own in the conversation.
I like you, Tyler. I like you, boy.
Thank you.
I like Tyler.
I like you, Tyler.
Here's the thing about Tyler, because he speaks a lot of like my older brother. So like, because we helped raise him. So here's the thing. He's always been very super observant when it comes to certain things, and he's always someone that's always like constantly looking at other intricacies about the business and not looking at things as the way they are. It's always an alternative. There's always something that you can push further or something to make better. We have these discussions. There'll be times where, hell, I think recently one time we went to go get a present for Jay, Jay's downstairs, but for something for someone's birthday, and he was arguing about like what Vince can do better in the car, and we kept going back and forth. He was in Jackson Heights, and he was going back and forth, just arguing the entire time. Like we have these discussions all the time, and always fantasy, looking at certain things and how to fantasy book. How could this be better? He's always something that he's always someone that could see the fact that how to make the infrastructure better. If the in-ring part is good already, how can you make the infrastructure of a company or industry better? Because there's a lot of fallacies in all companies in terms of their infrastructure. How can you make it better? So
right.
That's always his mindset. And that's what he brings to our podcast and what we talk about constantly. And sometimes it's a breath of fresh air, because sometimes I have my views. Sometimes I'm a little, I do play a little political in a sense. Like
we're biased. I own up to it.
I want y'all to know I can't say Roman Reigns around them. They'll check me. Tribal
bias as fuck.
I can't say certain things around them.
You think alike, and Ty's that one that thinks outside the box.
Yeah, he thinks outside the box. So like when we talked about like originally before Roman had Edge as an opponent, like we was all like, oh, this is a perfect opportunity for Daniel Bryan and Roman. He's on the third, and it was supposed to be Rock and Roman, and then he basically convinced me after like a good 30 minutes in our show, on and off the air, that like, why not Samoa Joe? He's outcasted Samoan, like that was excommunicated by Paul Heyman, this on the third, quote unquote. Yep. So think of it like Black Panther. He's excommunicated, coming back to the island of relevancy to get the championship from Roman Reigns. Who better to do it but someone he never beat?
True. And I did that. And
that's fire.
That is mother effing bars.
And the funny thing is, if you had Samoa Joe win at the Rumble, it would have been perfect. Would have been the perfect setup for Mania or SummerSlam, even if you didn't want to do it at Mania. Like, for me, and that's the thing, like I always thought outside the box, because a lot of times when people say, you know, not everybody could be champion in the business, that's true. Not everybody could do certain things in the business. I also recognize that the business fails a lot of people. You know, we talk about a lot of unsung heroes. We talk about a lot of things that could have happened, should have happened. Like we're talking about Black History Month. I think we can all agree Booker T should have won a WrestleMania 19, and it could have happened. There are a lot of things that could have and should have happened. And I sit here and like, I don't like letting it consume me, but I do like thinking about it and recognizing it, because it definitely, yeah, it's not even just like a conspiracy theory. It's just like, what stopped you from doing that? Obviously, Vince. At the end of the day, is Vince with everything. But these are the conversations I have with the guys. And originally, I didn't want to be a part of this because I didn't think I belonged in that sphere. I didn't think that the ideas would go over well. And also, I'm the youngest. So for me, I didn't want to overstep my bounds. You know, I always saw it as like, this is their thing. I don't want to be like too much into everything. So when, you know, the opportunity presented itself and they were all cool with me doing it, I decided what I'm going to try to do is do the best I can, not to embarrass anybody, do the best that I can to bring something of value to the table. So I've been very happy to be a part of it. There's some days I find out news late, like I will start a podcast and I'll find out 3 things Eric set up. And I'm just like, Eric, I didn't even eat yet. How the fuck did you even do this?
That's like, my fault. I'm sorry. I'm like chief executive.
No, but you're proactive and we need that. You always need to have that initiative when you do these things. It's just, I need to keep up because I'll be falling asleep too late. That's my problem.
No, but
you know,
here's also another caveat, because Jay's not here, because Jay's usually the guy who, before anything, he used to be the guy that would basically be the buffer and editor. He's the editor in chief, but he would also be the host and moderator before he decided to, you know, get a girlfriend and forget about us. But besides that,
Jay, that's your own brother.
No, but besides that, when Jay and Ty would have their conversations, in some ways, like watching The Last Dance when Jordan said I took it personal, there's certain things that they said that kind of lit a fire into my ass a little bit. Like, oh, we should implement this, but they don't do shit like this. But I feel like this, and I'm like, all right, I'm breaking next episode and see what you guys feel, because I took that shit personal a little bit, but it's like it's healthy because it shows how much he wanted to make the show better. Because it was around the time where it was like early in our first season, and I think it was around November, right? Like in the middle of our first season. And Jay was kind of mad because my brother's very anal about certain things. He kind of wanted to present it to Wilkins and Mr. Black in terms of our episode to kind of show him and get certain notes. And I remember Jay and Mr. Black actually talking in terms of like exchanging ideas about editing and stuff like that. I'm not sure if you remember that, but because of course the rate was high. But like, I remember. He wanted, you know, to ask you more questions. He still does actually. In terms of like how to, you know, certain things in terms of what you guys do. So those little things and conversations that they have, it does like a good fire under me and Eric to come out and bring different content, bring something different to the table in what we're doing. So like a lot of the mistakes we made in our first season, we kind of showed up a little bit in our second season when we're doing now audio podcasting and saving episodes like this for YouTube. And finding different ways to have good discussions and making it meaningful. And I'm saying this now because I never got a chance to say it to Tyler, but you've definitely helped a lot. And for you saying that you don't belong here, that's why I told you to do it.
I take that offense that you say that.
Because I knew you had it in you the entire time. I'm not saying this because I'm your god brother and I love you, but I'm just saying it is because this is the truth. I knew you had it in you between our conversations years ago, and considering who your mother is. But other than that, you know, like, you know, I always knew that you had it in you to do this, and the fact that you're passionate about this makes you a perfect person for it.
Definitely.
That's why I said, yo, let's do this. We're doing the pandemic. It ain't working right now. This has been the perfect time to do something. And every week we brought something different to the table. It was a baptism by fire thing, and you know, 44 episodes in, like we're off and running, and none of that happens without you and Jay, and at times being devil's advocate, no matter how much it pisses me off, but it provides a great value to what you guys bring to the table. And you know, this is for you to get your flowers, because you say you don't belong, nigga, you belong, all right?
Don't never think you don't have a role, man. Everybody has their part. Everybody has an important piece to bring to the podcast game, man.
Right.
I never think that, bro.
Listen, before we close out, and I'll give the floor to everybody to see where everybody, where everybody can follow us at. I definitely want to give a shout out to the Dirty Hills because, for one, Randy attests to me for this. I don't know if y'all watch, Brawl Talk when I do my interviews or anything like that, but I get a good rep for how I conduct my interviews, and I see how Bove does his thing with his interviews, and so I take, take some things out of what he does, and I over prepare myself. If I book an interview today, I got questions written down, and I'm constantly editing it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So shouts out to y'all, man. I definitely took.
Appreciate you. Thank you, man.
Nah,
Thank
definitely.
you.
Definitely.
Thank you.
But that's again to what Randy said, because I'm not going to be long-winded. We've evolved. We've adapted to everything that's going on in this podcast game, and I hope to book more interviews. I hope to have y'all on the show more often. You know what I mean? I would love to see y'all on the show. I would love to debate with y'all about certain things. Queen Kiki, I talk to you all the time, so you don't count. But I text you like every other day. Like it don't even count. It'd be 9 a.m. I get a text message from you. I definitely want to have the one thing I'm going to pride myself on after this is to definitely have a closer relationship with everybody on here. Even my co-hosts definitely have a closer relationship with you guys. And listen, we could talk about anything: wrestling, anime, sneakers. Y'all want to talk anything, it don't matter. You know what I mean? But we're gonna close out the show. I'm gonna start with us. You can find us at the Backstage Brawl on Facebook, the Backstage Brawl. On Twitter, it's Backstage Brawl, Backstage_Brawl. On Instagram is Backstage Brawl. I don't know where else are we on. Reddit.
Backstage Brawl.
The Backstage Brawl. All right, so on my screen it's to my right, Kofi Weaston, but both of y'all could join in because both is on the bottom of my screen. So tell everybody where they can find you at.
Oh yeah.
Kingdom Stones one up with the good brother, the D-O-E. The Dirty Hills. Well, let them know, bro.
Yo, you already know, man. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Twitter, Dirty Hills _132, Pro Wrestling Tees. Again, man, if y'all want to get down with us, I know we usually record on Tuesdays and drop Wednesdays, but we do Saturdays, man. So y'all also welcome to come holler at us, the Dirty Hills Chamber, so we can get it on. Much love to y'all. And all y'all got to do is just hashtag dirty motherfucking, well, not dirty motherfucking hills. Much love.
All right.
Capital M.
Devin, where can they find you at, man?
Yeah, man. We're on the various social platforms. I got a little list. I'm gonna go down the list. We got Instagram, we got Facebook, we got a Facebook group called Clark Street Wrestling Community as well. We got a little goal. We're trying to get up to 200 people in that group before WrestleMania with 124. So look for it on Facebook, and we will embrace you with open arms. And I can't forget about Twitter, and of course TikTok as well. And there's only one website you can find all those social platforms. It's a one-stop and shop called ClarkStreetWrestling.com. ST for the abbreviation, like I said. And I can't forget about our merch as well. We got notebooks, like to take notes like me, merch right here as well. Got the tank, we got cups, we got mugs, we got masks, all for your pleasure. ClarkStreetWrestling.com/store, or just click on that link above.
All right. Definitely inbox us that Facebook, man. I'm gonna join that group, and I'm gonna make sure we gonna get that name out there. Next up is Queen Kiki. So go ahead and shout you out where they can find you at.
All right. You can find me on Twitter. I don't have a Twitter for Queen K Wrestling News, but my personal Twitter is Kiki Narcotics 2. My Instagram, Queen K.
Narcotics.
Yeah, Narcotics 2. It's a long story.
Queen of, look, she says she's the Queen of the South, right? That's a drug dealer show. Well, go ahead.
That's a long story, but on Instagram, Queen K Wrestling News. I do have a Facebook, Queen K Wrestling News on Facebook as well. I have a website, www. Huh?
Oh, both just left.
Oh, Bo just left. Go ahead.
Okay. www.queenkwrestlingnews.com for all my podcast stuff, my articles, and upcoming stuff that I have planned. And also, I just want to say something to all of y'all. I do appreciate you guys for having me and Shantice back sometimes in these groups when it comes to the disrespect that Black women get and all of that other stuff. I really do appreciate it because it's hard getting on people's ass by myself. And so I really appreciate y'all for coming to the defense. And I see it on Twitter too. So I just want to say that.
It's all love.
All right. Next up, Mr. Black. Where can they find the Jabba Tears podcast at?
Yes. Please. We on all social media. We on all social media. We on YouTube. We on Twitter at Jabba Tears. We are also on TikTok. We're everywhere. And for your nasty perverted dudes, we're on Pornhub. So check us out there.
Wait a minute.
We've already been flagged like 3 times
legit for that
in this whole conversation.
Wait, y'all on Pornhub?
Chisel, shout out to Chisel Adonis. He gave us an idea. Trust me.
What?
Just in case, B. Just in case.
I hear you.
Too much.
I thought our channel's on all across platforms. Y'all just took it to a whole nother level, my guy.
Just in case. Shout out to Chisel Adonis.
That's a whole different bag.
We're gonna have to consider this revolutionary. That's what we're gonna have to do.
Shout out to Chisel Adonis for that.
They just changed the game on
us. Yes. Please follow my personal page _Mr. Black. That's MRBLACC. And of course, please check out the Mr. Black Show. It will soon be hitting streaming services other than YouTube. It will be hitting y'all earbuds real soon. I just gotta get some stuff working out. Please, for the check out some previous episode. My episode with a pastor, you name it. That's the Mr. Black Show. And yes, if you are in the New York area, tri-state area, March 7th, AEW Revolution will be at Legends Bar with the wings, the bud, the alcohol, the wrestling vibes. This is the Wakanda of wrestling. Please. And thank you for having me on the show. Thank you.
Yeah, anytime, man.
And also, I want to plug in one more thing Mr. Black didn't plug in. Sir Wilkins, who's not on here, is a tribal chief of wings. He is the champion. So they're, correct me if I'm wrong now, they're having a wing eating contest between two people, and the two people that are having that wing eating contest, they will face Sir Wilkins on the first night of WrestleMania.
Yes.
Of the viewing party.
Yes.
All right. So if you want to check out that wing eating contest, please go down to Legends Bar.
Streaming live from Pornhub.
And check them out on Pornhub because I didn't know. But I like to eat. I'm fat, but I ain't that fat. But Derek, where can they find you at, man?
Yeah, man, you can follow at Rap and Wrestle on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Check us out, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, anywhere you get, all your streaming. You can check me out there. Just big shout out to, you guys for putting this together. Big shout out to everybody for just showing mad love. And, just like you said, I look forward to, just creating relationships with all of you guys and getting closer and, doing work with all you guys as well.
Come on.
I also want to shout out real quick, DCS program. It's a nonprofit organization that I started. It's for, at-risk kids and younger kids, grades 3 through 8. We started like a basketball training program, but it's more than that. It's about character development, keeping kids out of the street, doing community service and stuff like that. So, if you're listening to this, check out DCS program as well on Instagram. You can see all the great things we're doing with the kids as well. Support us, nonprofit, donate if you would like to. And that's just the things I'm working on. My goal for this year is literally to help people, man. That's what I'm all about. Just helping everybody I can. So
that's dope. That's dope.
Appreciate that.
Send us that link too on the Backstage Brawl Instagram page. We gonna
got you. Appreciate that.
That's amazing, man. Anything for the kids is really amazing. And last but certainly not least, because we have Shantice and Stan on, at least on my screen, they're right next to each other.
Yeah.
So where can they find y'all at? And of course, as Mr. Black said, Black Love. Where can they find y'all at?
You want me to do it?
All right, no. We could do Twitter is Talk of Champs. Instagram. There you go.
Man, you gotta be high, Stan. You gotta be
I
high.
got you.
Twitter is Talk of Champs. IG is Talk of Champions. You can follow us and like us and join the Facebook group at Talk of Champions on Facebook. You can follow Hearts. You can follow me. You can find us on those platforms. Talk of Champs, Talk of Champions. And Thursdays at 9 on Talk of Champions.
Thursdays at 9 on Facebook.
Facebook Live.
Gotta make sure
www.facebook.com/Talk of Champions. Thursdays at 9.
You smoking,
there it is. You can't get more simpler than that.
That's what I'm talking about. Mine like a steel trap.
So, last thing I want to say before I end it off, I want to give a big special shout out to my brother Randy, because he's the reason why we put this all together. He is the reason why we're all here right now. I can't take credit for this. This is all his brainchild. This is his idea. And I want to give a big special shout out to my brother Randy. Randy, bro, thank you for giving us this platform, man. I appreciate it. And I would love to do this again with everybody here. Yes. Hopefully with more people.
Yes.
With more content creators just like us. So,
and I got, if you into gambling, I got a game coming up for WrestleMania. If you into gambling, like you into
narcotics.
Here we go. Gambling. Here we go.
Always up to something.
Gambling don't make money. Gambling don't.
Here we go.
So I've been trying.
Listen, Franklin. Listen, you've been watching too much Snowfall.
Watch one episode of Snowfall this season. She's going crazy.
Queen Kiki,
Kiki are going. We're doing a show. I don't know. I'm proud with a title. Maybe Queen of Champions. Maybe Queen of Champions. We don't know. We're doing something. It's Women's Month. We getting on your ass.
We getting on your ass.
There's an exclusive for you.
There you go.
You got something to say before I close out?
I have a question.
Before I just want to take a shot. I can't see this damn cup, but I do want.
Got nothing in my cup. I'm sorry.
For you guys, thank you guys for joining. Coming on.
Coffee.
Though this may be the last day of Black History Month, every day is Black History to us. Basically, get on with you guys, get a chance to know each and every one of your stories. Those who I already know, it's good to hear certain things I haven't heard before. So I think with that information, that kind of knowledge, it draws, the relationship much closer in terms of this interaction here. Obviously, hopefully, real soon when, we get to go, those of us who are local get a chance to go to Legends Bar to have fun. It won't be like total strangers anymore. It'll be like, okay, it's that guy. So we can just have a little fun.
Man, fuck all that. Everybody who's even out of state, listen, when y'all can come to New York and everything is done, we gonna have a good time together. Because
same here. Or when y'all come to Chi-Town, same here. Open invitation, man.
Well, listen. We got something in the works. Hold on. Let me say this. We got something in the works, just in case. Once again, if y'all around the New York area, we know that we had a Java Tears wrestling event, man. Hopefully, all y'all could come in for that, man. And we officially can have Big Swole versus Tasha Steeles. My brother versus Simon Miller. Yeah. So hopefully we can see all y'all there at this event.
I may be in New York. I may able to come to New York around SummerSlam time.
Hey,
let's go.
Hopefully I won't be moved out by then.
But I want to say, if you coming to WrestleMania next year in Dallas,
I'll definitely be there.
Where to find me? You know where to find me.
I know that's a threat.
The way you waving down south next year.
I know that's a threat. The way you waving that stick. Yeah. We gotta go now.
Ty, go ahead, man. What you got to say?
I've been. If you're looking for the dope, holler.
Go ahead, Ty.
No, I've been waiting to ask for forever. How long? Why do you have this stick in your hand? Because I've been terrified.
Because everybody had championships. So
she found a stick.
I'm happy. That's happy.
Just be something else.
All right. So look, on that note, this has been our cookout version of the this has been our cookout. This is what it is. This is the Black History Podcast. On behalf of me, Kid Ty, Randy, and the other beautiful Black podcasters that are here, we just want to say Happy Black History Month. and keep on celebrating. And I just want to remind everybody that listen, Black people are kicking down doors every day. Yeah, we're kicking down more doors.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah. On behalf of everybody, have a great day. You know, wherever you're listening this to, please check us out on Spotify, on Anchor FM. We're also on YouTube, and this episode will be uploaded on YouTube as well.
And Pornhub Premium, Pornhub Premium.
And Pornhub Premium.
And this episode
HD Pornhub.
Yeah, you're gonna catch us on Pornhub, man.
So,
okay.
On behalf of DC Robert Cutter, with People's Champ, Kid Ty, just want to say, have a great day and thank you.
Bang.
Backstage Brawl, let the brawl begin. Let's continue.
That's it.
Alex Guava.
Later, y'all.
Hey, don't drink and drive.